You know, we all could use a little bit more of patience. Like, we be wanting things to happen how we expect it to happen, whatever it is that we have envisioned in our minds about the way something is supposed to happen, what that process looks like, who's going to be a part of that journey, all of the things. We have all of the details that we piece together about our particular goal and our particular results, and we expect them to go the way that we envision. And then we want it to happen quickly in our own timing, right? And the reality is, life don't really be lifing like that. And a lot of times I think it's really easy for us to all get caught up in the highlight reels of everybody's life and the highlight reels of everybody's businesses and brands or their families or their relationships, and you see all the beauty and the success that people choose to put on the internet, and then you start feeling away because your life, your situation, your career, your business, whatever, is not progressing the way that you think that it should, based on their journey to get to where they are, that you have essentially fabricated in your own mind. Because even though you may see the success and the beautiful things and the positive things and all of that, you don't see all that it takes to get to that point. You, in real life, may not ever want to walk even a few steps in that person's shoes. Nonetheless, walk a mile. And so it's really just important that you remind yourself that your journey is going to be your journey, and you don't really have control over the things that you don't have control over. And so, for example, a lot of times when parents come to me, they're like, man, you were able to help so-and-so get custody of their kid, or I know that this person did not have any time with their kids, they hadn't seen their kids in years, and you were able to get them, 50-50 custody or visitation or whatever the case may be, right? Yeah, I was able to do that. But did they tell you the entire journey though? Because it's cute to be able to say, oh, she can get you custody of your kid, but without the context of the process, without the context of all of the waiting, all of the disappointments, all of the times where we went and we requested a certain thing and were told no and had to come back, right? All of the missteps that happened one way or another during the course of the case. People getting on the witness stand and lying, and all of the essentially torture that my clients have to go through or their children have to go through because the other parent is just that committed to making their life difficult. You got to see the entire story. And so, yeah, we got the custody granted at the end of the day. But a lot of my clients will tell you, they came to me, 1 year, and we may not have gotten any results, the ultimate result, for 2, 3, 4 years. I had a recent client where I literally was working with this client probably easily 5 years. Like, I saw their child go from elementary school, like mid-elementary school, and now they got all these college scholarships. Like, it is never like a quick one and done. Well, I'm not going to say never, but very rarely is it a quick one and done. And so the process, the tears, the conversations, the moments where you're tempted to give up, all of those things are still things that need to be accounted for, because yes, at the end of the day, you want your ultimate result, and my goal is to get you your ultimate result, but getting you to that place is also something that is going to require discipline, tenacity. It's going to require you to just be determined and to just shake off the discouragement that's naturally going to come with the territory of being involved in whatever it is. And it's not a fun journey. And it's just like when you think about, someone training for a major event. The training is, nobody wants to go out on the track and run all of the laps and all of the things and do all the sprints and do all of this, and nobody don't want to do all that. You don't want to be in the gym all day, every day, just grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding until you feel like you're going to pass out. But you know what the ultimate result is that you're trying to reach, right? And so you're going to do it. Same thing. Literally the same thing. And so whatever it is that you have your heart set on, whatever it is that you have your mind set on, whatever it is that you know is something that is meant for you, keep your faith, because that's important. But also just remember that the process will take time. It'll take patience. That deal will take some time to come. And you'll see a lot of times things will come your way and you'll be like, this is the one. This is the one for me. And then, boop, God will be like, no, it ain't. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. I know it looks pretty on the outside, but that's not the one for you. And every time that happens, it's easy to feel discouraged. Like, man, maybe this ain't for me. Maybe this ain't what I need. Maybe this isn't, the outcome that I'm going to see. You'll see the outcome. You just got a few little hurdles you got to overcome, And what's the journey without any obstacles? Pretty much non-existent, because that's not really how life works. So before you decide to be super hard on yourself, before you decide to question whether it's going to happen for you, whether you're going to get to your ultimate result, remind yourself to be patient, and remind yourself that it's not necessarily going to happen the way that you expect or would like, and it's not even going to necessarily happen in your timing, because that's one thing that's outside of your control. But you'll get there.